This is a land of extreme differences in languages, cultures and religions, with mystique and intrigue around every corner. This week, Go Fishing walks through the gateway of India and accepts the challenge of its freshwater fishing. We fished for 4 days in a most delightful place, the river running through miles and miles of beautiful forest. This was a combined shooting and fishing trip, but the fishing turned out so good that the shooting was quite neglected. We should have made a record catch. Instead, we established a record for lost fish. I quite forgot how many Mr. R.H. Campbell, the Maharaja's private secretary, lost. Mr. Bowring lost 6 heavy fish one after the other in the morning. My fish now put up a splendid fight. Every time the boat got close, away she would go, and took us quite a distance from the bank. The pace eventually told, and I got her close by when we could see the flashes of pink and white in the water. We made for the shore, towing the fish along. As the boat grounded, she made one more rush, the last. Those letters from one Mahseer fisherman to another were written in the 1920s during the British Raj, when fishing throughout this fascinating country was unbelievably prolific. Sadly, this is not so today. Due to indiscriminate dynamiting, netting and poaching, most of the rivers throughout India are only a shadow of their former selves. This is why where I now sit in this beautiful valley must remain a total mystery to you, because it's one of the few remaining areas where the fishing has almost returned to the good old days, but only through the endeavours of a small band of local enthusiasts who got together to form a wildlife association to control the indiscriminate poaching. With my good friend Andy Davison, I now return annually to this peaceful haven, away from all westernised sounds, to hear the strange, haunting cry of fish eagles, to see crocodiles basking on black bedrock, and to hear the chilling call of a bull elephant at dawn. And of course to dangle feet in water flowing at an incredible 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Everything grows at an unbelievable pace in this river valley, irrigated yearly by the monsoon rains, which actually covers everything where I now sit by up to 30 feet of floodwaters. And we're here to do battle with the most powerful fish of them all, the mighty Mahseer, which lives in the fastest, snaggiest spots in this river and feeds on freshwater crabs, other fish, and grows to over 100 pounds. Now, before we do battle with this fish, let me show you the tackle I'm going to be using. This is the rod. It's 11 foot long, hollow fiberglass, and it's got a powerful 3-pound test curve. The reel's a 9,000 multiplier, loaded to the brim, over 200 yards of 40-pound test. And that you need because the Mahseer winds the line through the black bedrock and shreds it very easily. So if I had 20 pound on, I could be out of a fish within seconds. And this is the hook. It's a 6/0 stainless steel, very strong forged, and it's tied direct to the 40-pound line with what I call the Mahseer knot. You put the line through the eye once and through again. The finger goes over it in a loop like that, and then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times around, and through both loops. At that stage, I like to wet it a little, push it down, and there it is. And the real beauty of this is that under compression it stretches instead of constricting. Now, fancy ledger rigs are absolutely useless in this river doing 10 knots. A pound of lead wouldn't hold bottom. So what we do, we've got some beaten lead strip which is wound around the line and bitten gently on at each end so it can be just about moved. And then we cast and we deliberately try to catch that lead in the bottom in a crevice. And when the Mahseer comes along, it soon rips the bait off and frees the lead. If we get the lead caught on the bottom, then all we do is keep pulling to bring the hook up to the lead, give it a little slack line, and you can normally flick it out. I'll tell you what, Andy, I wish I hadn't stubbed my toe on that tent peg. Walking across these hot rocks on the floodplain isn't the best of treatments, is it?
No, I'm surprised you did that. Normally you're always looking down and you see the snakes. I always look up and I see the birds. Yeah, unusual.
I know. Right, well look, where are we going?
Oh, I rather fancy being out there on that little rock there off the island, so I think we're going to go over there.
Okay, all right, well we'll head downstream, see you later.
Okay,
cheers. Before we get to one of my favourite spots, it might be interesting to have a look at this particular tree. Yes, man, because this branch of another tree has deposited itself high in the branches of this one, and it's got there through the level of the monsoon rains, which cover this entire floodplain. Look at this. It's a bone for an elephant. Where does that come from, Saban? On the elephant? What, hip bone?
Yes.
You find all sorts of interesting things down in the valley here, don't you? Come on, let's go. Now, although this is a large, fast, rocky river, the Mahseer are nevertheless quite wary, particularly in the middle of the day like this, so we're walking very carefully, trying not to make any noise whatsoever out to these rocky outlets. There we are. And I'm going to put a long cast downstream beyond the rock in the middle of the river. That's very handy, that rock, because as the line swings around, I actually catch it behind it. Now it's just going to sweep round by the tremendous current here. Sometimes you get a bang just as it's coming round, you're nearly pulled off the rock. It's just holding nicely. Now we'll sit down before we're pulled down. The reel's in free spool. The line's just given a little bit, it's just coming round in the current nicely. Beautiful. Just give it a little bit of line. I'd like it as far down below that big rock as possible. Then the line won't catch on it too much. Now the majority of fish in this swim, in low water conditions, which this is, tend to hold in this very deep swirling water below the big rock there. And they move upstream in the morning and the evening through the rapids down below through the fast white water. And then sometimes when the river's high, they might move up into this very fast pool here. In fact, the entire river really is a succession of pools and rapids and pools and rapids. And you have to search for the Mahseer. Sometimes they're in the pools, just above them, and sometimes they're in the white water. That bait's going down really nicely there. The flow's so strong, for a second the bait catches behind a rock, and then the sheer pull of water pulls it off again, and you give it a little more line, let it go down a little bit more. Mahseer are a very crafty fish. They're not like salmon. You hook a salmon and it goes running away and jumps a lot and tires itself out. Mahseer doesn't. Generally it heads downstream at more knots than the skin on your thumb can stand, and then it goes and hides behind a rock when you've got about 80 or 90 pounds of line out. Hello, I think Andy's in up there. Yes, he is.
I've just taken the skin right off my thumb. Well done, bowler. Don't really know what's happening here yet. This fish has taken the raggy almost as soon as it hit the water, about 60 yards away. Picked it up and gone upstream like an express train on its way to Delhi. Not too tight, bowler. Understood. It's a good fish. My thumb is hurting a lot. The advantage with a free spool technique is the fish wants to take line rapidly and feel no resistance from the reel he can. The problem is your thumb happens to be locked up in it. By the time you've slammed over and knocked the reel into gear, it's maybe taken 10 yards of line. There he comes now to the top. Yes, he's a nice fish. It's 40 plus, maybe 50. Try and bring him round in front of me. It's a bit deeper water in front of me. Behind me there's a lot of rocks. Coming in front, bowler. It's another one of those short fish, bowler. Very, very round. Here comes a Brahmini kite over to have a look. They're all getting in on it. Come on, let's try again. I'm going to bring him round here, bowler. Not quite ready yet. Look at that head come out there. Like a submarine. No, he doesn't want any of it yet, bowler. Okay, well done. Let's have a look at him. Oh, that's a love. That's another one of those deep, fat fish, very short. Beautiful. Same as before, in the hard part of the mouth. It's amazing. How that didn't come out, I don't know. Look. Hold him up for me. Can you hold him up? Yeah. It's beautiful. Okay, quick, put him back in and let's put him on the stringer. Well done.
One of the nice things about setting off early in the morning Mahseer fishing, these wonderful Indian sunrises. This is beautiful, Savannah. It really is lovely. Well, here we are. First cast of the day. Okay, Suban? This is when the Mahseer are in the very fast water. And as soon as that ball of raggy hits the bottom, you could have a fish on you straight away. You've got to be very patient, but very alert, because if an early fish comes, like that one, here we are, we're in straight away. Whoa! Okay, Suban, let's get up. Okay. Now then. Oh, that's a good fish, Suban, huh? Oh. Hang on, let me get there, Suban. What, in coracle? Okay. Yeah. Right, we're going to have to get in the coracle for this one because it's going down. Hang on, Suban. It might be coming up. Oh, it's a round rock. That might be coming up. Oh no, it's okay, it's coming up. I thought we were going to have to take to the coracle there. It's best if we try and bring this fish upstream. No, it's okay, it's coming up, Suban. Okay, no, it's not as big as I first thought, Suban. Do you want a stringer? Hang on. Okay. And what we do with these Mahseer, we don't try and land them in a landing net because the water here is coming through at 10 knots. There's absolutely no chance of putting a landing net in. It would get washed downstream. And so when we've landed them, we put a soft nylon cord through their mouth and out their gills and treat it like a stringer. Do you know, I thought that was a really good fish when that went belting off downstream there. You just don't know. That couldn't have been in there more than 30 seconds, that bait. There we are. Being a past master at this, you always leave the unhooking to the guide, and he'll put the soft nylon cord through and put it on the stringer. That was a good fight, Suban, huh? Very strong fish. Okay, Suban, let's have him up. Let's have a look. Oh, it's a nice fish, huh? Now, it might look a big fish, but that isn't a particularly big Mahseer. Probably about 18 pounds. These smaller ones seem to be beautifully proportioned. Lovely colours, slate, greys, greens. A lot of warmth in the fins. Beautiful fish. Now, we're able to catch some more fish from this spot, so I think what we'll do is put him on the stringer out of the way. Okay, Suban, we'll just put him over there. Okay. Right. Just letting that bait just slowly come around now. The Mahseer could be just in front of the rock or just holding behind it. I can just feel it trundling around. There's always this expectancy of a violent take, as though the line has been connected to a runaway lorry, and it can come at any time. You never, and I mean never, put the rod down when you're Mahseer fishing. I call barbel, a lot of the big Mahseer especially, grab the bait, turn around stream and almost hook themselves. And I like to give them 3 or 4 yards of line on a free spool, slam the clutch over, into gear as they go downstream. It's a lovely time in the morning, this Suban. Sun coming up. Lovely rippling water. It's just nice to be alive and just sitting here. Okay, Suban? Right, I'm going to give it a long cast now behind that centre rock. I'm just feeding the line down now, watching the bait coming around so that it comes to rest just behind that rock there. Because hopefully that's where the Mahseer are lying. This is a very good fish. Saban, it's gone a long way downstream. Okay. Okay, okay. Okay, let's go. This fish has taken about 90 yards of line and it's gone a long way down in the rocks. Right, I'm going to have to slow Saban, I'm going to have to keep up this line. Okay? It feels a good fish, huh? This is a funny thing about Mahseer fishing. 1 minute you're getting a suntan, the next you're like a nervous gibbering wreck. Okay, Saban, which rock's it gone now? Okay. The fish is right in the middle of the river. Okay. Okay, it's going down, Saban. Yeah, it's going down. Very difficult to judge the size of this, whether this is very big or not, because it's stuck behind a rock here and oh, the line's plinked off. It's gone downstream, Saban. It's very difficult to know what size it is because there's extra torque put on the line by the when it's around that we're going up. Oh, it's okay, Saban. Oh. It's around those middle rocks. Oh, it's there. Bye. I'm trying to get round here to get onto the fish again, and it's not easy. The fish is right in the middle of the river. Okay. Okay, it's going down, Saban. Yeah, it's going down. It's very difficult to judge the size of this, whether this is very big or not, because it's stuck behind a rock here and oh, the line's plinked off. It's gone downstream, Saban. It's very difficult to know what size it is because there's extra torque put on the line by the when it's around that we're going up. Oh, it's okay, Saban.